where we are conducting every Saturday. We are conducting bootcamp. Sometimes we will be having bootcamps on for like 12 hours. Sometimes we have only for 3 hours. So 1 second, let me update in the group also that we have started. So I hope 1 second. So we have started, and I hope so let me see how many people are there. Okay, so I hope everybody is able to. Yeah, hello all, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hi friends, gaming with me. Oh my god. Good afternoon, Priyanka. I hope everything is fine there. And 1 second. I hope my voice is audible and screen is also visible to all of you. So let us wait for some more time so that we will start the session then. I hope you all will have a proper LinkedIn profile. Yeah, good afternoon to all of you. Yeah, good afternoon to all of you. And I hope you all have a proper LinkedIn profile and you are updating and adding connections too. And and 1 second. Okay. So I hope you all have a proper LinkedIn profile and you are updating your LinkedIn too, because LinkedIn plays a very important role for a person to get into IT. IT means in various fields of IT where you can have where you can opt anything into IT. Okay. So where can I register for this workshop? So there is no need to register because you have already in the workshop. Okay. So and one more thing, there will be two attendance form. I repeat, there will be two attendance form. Okay. So there will be two attendance form that will be shared in the live YouTube chat. Okay. That will be shared in the live YouTube chat only. Okay. And you need to fill it. We are not sharing the attendance form anywhere else. So we will be sharing the attendance form in the live YouTube chat. And don't ask again and again for the attendance form because it's a system driven process. The system will automatically send the attendance form in the live YouTube chat. Once I saw that it has been sent, I will update to all of you that the attendance form has been sent. Please fill it for the certification. Everything is free. You all will get the certificates by Monday end of the day. By Monday end of the day, you all will get the certificates. Okay. The attendance form is very simple. It contains your name, mail ID. So the mail ID which you entered, please check that you entered the mail ID correctly. And in that mail ID only, the attendance form will be shared. Okay. 1 second. Not for this one, but a React workshop because I want to learn React. Okay. So for the React workshop, this week only we have completed. So uh, this week only we have completed. Yesterday was the last session for the React. So in case you are not in the WhatsApp group, okay. So I guess you all are in the WhatsApp group. I guess you all are in our WhatsApp groups. So let me share you the WhatsApp group link also. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. So you can also join to WhatsApp group. So this is the WhatsApp group link I have shared. In case you are not in the WhatsApp group, please join so that you will all get the updates from there only, because there we will be sharing everything, what is going on in the channel, what is coming in the channel. So the entire updates we will be sharing there. Okay. And in case you are not, please click on the link to join on the WhatsApp group. Okay. Tanu Chaudhary, in case you are not in the group, please join. Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks for this kind of appreciation. This is totally free. We all want you to get a step up from your current stand where you are, so that will also help you. Also, one more thing, we have some interview questions also, which we will be covering in our session. So here we will be covering the HTML basics, CSS basics, and JavaScript basics. Okay. So the basics part, in almost I can say in HTML we will cover almost 80%, 90% of the things, because HTML is not more than you to learn in a day. Okay. HTML is all about tags and tags and tags and nothing else. Okay. So one second. Okay. So I hope you all are in our WhatsApp group. So shall we start with the session, or let us wait for another 5 minutes? Because then only, because I don't want some to miss it from the start. So let me repeat once more. So the session will be of 3 hours. We have started at 3 and we will end up at 6, around 6, 5:55, 5:56, 6:05. That depends. And there will be two attendance form that will be shared automatically in the live YouTube chat only and nowhere else. Okay. And that attendance form will only be shared by the system, because we have system which automatically shared the attendance form. Once we saw that, we also will tell you that the attendance form has been shared. You all are requested to please fill it. We will have a gap of 1 minute, 2 minutes for you all to fill the attendance form. Okay. Now, once you fill the attendance form contains very small, very simple things: your name, your mail IDs, and dot kind of thing. 4 5 tick mark type of a thing. LinkedIn profile, your Instagram ID, like that. So you will please fill it. Okay. Once you fill it, and for a eligibility to get an attendance, to get a certification, you need to fill both the attendance form. Both attendance form are different, not the same. Once you fill both attendance form, then only you will get the certificate. सर भेजना भेजेंगे, वेट करो. अरे अटेंडेंस लिंक देंगे देंगे भैया. जिसको नहीं समझ में आया दोबारा बताते हैं. अटेंडेंस लिंक देंगे, सिस्टम ऑटोमेटिकली पुश करेगा अटेंडेंस की शीट को, जो कि गूगल के फॉर्म में रहेगी आपके यूट्यूब के लाइव चैट में. सिस्टम ऑटोमेटिकली पुश करेगा. ओके. जब वहां पुश करेगा तो आपको बताएंगे, हम भी बताएंगे आपको, because we even don't know when it will be sent. So once it will be sent, we will get, we will inform you all also that it has been sent. Okay.
भाई इसका क्या करना का है?
Okay. So okay, got it. रुको जरा सबर करो. अरे भाई, very good यार, very good. I like it यार. I like the comment of Muntasir vlogs. I like your comment यार. I like your comment. Seriously. अभी 2 बार बता चुका हूँ, उसके बाद भी people are asking for attendance. Guys, understand the purpose. The purpose is not attendance. The purpose is learning. Okay. So once you learn it, you will get to have the things in your mind. And I really like the comment here. I really like it. So uh, please hang on. We also will tell you that the attendance link has been shared. Please fill it. Okay. Once you fill both attendance form, then only you will get the certificate. The certificate will be sent on your mail ID. Okay. By Monday. By Monday, end of the day, by Monday evening, it will be sent. Okay. Once we send the certificates, we will inform you on the WhatsApp group also. I hope you all are in our WhatsApp group. In case you are not in the WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group so that you will get notified of what is happening, what is going on in the channel. Fine. That is all about us. Everything is free. Okay. Yes, in the currently this week only we have completed React from beginners to advanced series. So that will be, I guess, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday. So 4 or 5 hours. It will be 1 hours each, 1.5 hours each. Okay. So the link is there in the description. The link is there in uh, the link is there. Okay. So in case someone wants to check, they can have it. And every week we have something. So you will, once you are there, once you associated with us, you will get to have a understanding of each and everything. Now, okay, so here we will be covering only the basics part, okay, not the advanced, not the grid, not the flexbox, not no anything. So just only basics part, a touch up of all the three languages, that is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, so I hope the understanding has been given to all of you. Now, please don't ask for attendance sheet. Please don't ask for attendance link. Okay, it will be sent automatically. The certificate will be sent on your mail ID by Monday. We will tell you once it will be sent. Okay, so let's start today's session. And भाइयों लाइक वाइक कर दो यार, लाइक वाइक तो आते नहीं है आप लोगों के. देखते हैं आज कितने लाइक आते हैं आज की बात में. So guys, please do like the content, please do like the video, because that is, and actually that is for your purpose only. Okay, so let us start with today's session. One second. Okay, so as I've told you, we will be taking with the S. Okay, and one very important thing. In case you people, in case you or someone don't carry your LinkedIn profile, please create. You can create now also, because you have sufficient time for you to create a LinkedIn profile. Why I am telling about LinkedIn, because these certificates, your names, if you are on LinkedIn, we will be promoting you on LinkedIn also, that you people have attended the boot camp. Okay, so that will again a very important thing for you people also, that you have attended a boot camp and your name has been promoted in the LinkedIn. So that is again a very important thing, and which will help you also. So please mention your correct LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn profile means I want the link. I don't want your name. So please mention correctly the correct link. Link. Okay. And in case you don't have a LinkedIn profile, please create it. You can create in 1 or 5 minutes time. Okay. So that will be very beneficial for you. Okay. So let us start with today's session. Okay. So this is a VS Code, and I hope you all know what is VS Code. VS Code is basically a lightweight editor. Okay, so and it is used to write HTML, CSS, JavaScript. React. Fine. With the help of VS Code, you can write HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Now, where to get VS Code? So VS Code is freely available on the net, where if you type download VS Code, so based on your system configuration, see, depending upon your system configuration, you can download it. If you have a Windows, if you have a tab, RPM, Mac, just click it and download. And as I have already downloaded it, I will not do it. Okay. Once you do the download, the screen will look like it. The icon of VS Code will be this one. Okay. I hope this you all know, but as we are starting from the basics part, so it's my duty to tell you all. Now, that is all about how to install a VS Code. Now, let us start. Let us add a folder in VS Code. Okay. So simply create a folder and name the folder HTML and simply drag and drop. The best way is simply drag and drop. There are other ways also where we will be using the terminal part, and from where, from terminal part, we will be directly coming to the VS Code, so that we will see sometime. So here, if you see, this is the folder we have added. Now I hope the font size is visible to all of you. Now let us create our first index.html file. So this is the file what I created. Please note here, the one thing to note is .html. If any file have an extension of .html, that it is a HTML file. Okay. Now let us start. So here, okay, emit, enter. This is the first method. HTML, enter. This is the second method. So usually what we prefer, shift, emit, enter. Now, one thing to understand here, what is this all about? This is the basic HTML structure which is sufficient enough to load any web page. Okay, so if you want, so just save it. And the screen was not clear. My dear friend, if your screen is not clear, please check your screen that you are viewing this on 720 pixel or not. Okay, please check that you are viewing, that your screen resolution is 720 pixel or it is in auto. If it is not in 720 pixel, please change it to 720 pixel. Fine. So now coming back to the topic. So this entire thing is sufficient for you to load. Okay. Now if I open the HTML file, so here my by default browser is Safari. So let me change this to Chrome. So see, this thing is more than sufficient to load, to pick any web page. So you can see that. Now here, title, let us name the title. So we have HTML basics. We have saved it. Now you can see we need to refresh it. So we have so you can see the title what we have mentioned. Oh my god, I was facing one issue. Sonu Kumar backend in Node.js whenever a user discovered. My dear Soni Kumari, this the question is correct. So I hope you are in our WhatsApp group. So please put this post there. Okay. And token and the also. Okay. So please put this post there so that I or my sir or someone will get back to you. Okay. Because your query is correct, your platform is correct, but the time is not correct. Here we are covering only the basics part, only till JavaScript, not in the Node.js. Okay. So fine. So here, if you see the title, if you see this title, what we have written is coming here. So this is what about title. Now, what is this entire structure contain? So here, if you see this doc type HTML, this doc type HTML tells us that we are using the HTML version 5. Now, what is HTML version 5? Now, let us go back to have some history of HTML CSS. So HTML CSS is governed by W3 schools. So W3 school is a company or is a platform which is managing both the languages, HTML and CSS. Now, one more thing. In 1995, HTML and CSS both have come into production, and in 2015, a major upgrade has been happened where the need of, please share the WhatsApp group link. My different screen are clear. Yeah? Please change your screen resolution to 720p. सर ने ऊपर सेंड लिंक सेंड किया है देखो. Thanks Viraj, thanks. The link have already been shared in the live YouTube chat. Please check it out. Okay. Okay. Thanks, my dear friends, for actually replying to the queries. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Viraj. So, um, okay. So in 1995, the HTML and CSS come into production, and in 2015, a major upgrade has been happened. Why major upgrade is required? Because if you remember, from 2015, so many mobile devices, smartphones come into picture. Okay, and earlier, what was there, that we have only desktop and we have only mobile. Now we have, in 2015, mobiles of different screen and resolutions, tablets, okay, iPads, iMini have introduced. So that is why the need of Flexbox is being added. Welcome all, welcome, bhaiyo. Not able to do coding. भाई अभी कोडिंग हमने चालू कर रहे हैं, आप हमारे साथ बैठो, पढ़ो, सीखो, समझ में आएगा आपको भी. ओके, सो fine. So now, okay. So this is the HTML. So the current version of HTML is HTML version 5, which we will be learning right now. Okay. So now let us see the next thing is what is this HTML tag. So this is a HTML tag. Here, if you see, the entire thing what we will be doing will be inside the HTML tag here. So if you click on here, you will see this is a start tag. Actually, this is a tag. This is the start one. This is the end one. Okay. So this is the start one. This is the end one. If you see body, if you click on body, so this is the start one and this is the end one. In the middle, you need to write the content. So that is how this thing works. Now, I hope my speed is almost up to the mark. Not very slow, not very fast. In case anyone have any issues, please let us know so that I can increase my speed or I can decrease my speed or I will be able to maintain the current speed. So can I have some feedback or shall we go ahead? भाई कोई बोर हो रहा है तो बता देना, क्वेश्चन से मेरे पास पूछूंगा फिर मैं. कंटिन्यू करें आगे. कमेंट सेक्शन में कुछ तो बोलो. स्पीड. ओके ओके विराज, इंक्रीज. अच्छा, स्पीड बढ़ा, ये बोर हो रहे हैं. ठीक है भाई, ठीक है, गॉट इट. ओके, सो विल इंक्रीज द स्पीड. ओके, सो हियर this is the doc type HTML, which tells us that we are using HTML version 5. This is HTML tag which have the lang. Lang means language, which is the English. Okay, got your point. English. When you are using the various codes of different country, so you will have the language based on that country, which contains something PR, PK, like that. Now, what is this head? Head contains the very important thing, which is basically used to make your web page responsive. And second thing, uh, it is basically contains the meta tag. Now, what is this meta tag? Meta tag, earlier, meta tag has been used by the digital marketers to put the keywords here. Okay, when you search. Okay, so when you search in Google search engine, any keyword, okay, if you write the keyword as fastest car, so any web page which have the keyword as fastest car, in this meta tag, you will get the name of the web page in that search. But since Google know that this thing is happening, so that is why Google have stopped this kind of thing, because it is decreasing the speed of the Google search. So that is why it has been stopped now. Now we have the next thing, which is called as the body. Now what is a HTML? HTML is a markup language. What is a markup language? Markup language is different from programming language. HTML is not a programming language. Let me tell you one thing. HTML is a markup language. Which markup language means? Markup language is a language which have tags, start tag, end tag, content, like that. It is not a programming language. Okay. Now let us see the next thing here. Okay, so the next thing here, what we will be starting with the tag. So what is a tag? So here the first tag here is the header tag. So the first is the h1. Okay, h1, we have the h1. So we have header 1. Okay, now the what is the second thing what we add here? We have h2. h2, we have header header 2. Third, we have h3, header header 3. 4, 5, h6. So these are the tags of header. The values of header tag will start from h1 to h6. Now, one very thing which is important, if you see, I added these things, but I have not saved it. How you get to know that I have saved it or not? 1 second. Okay. So if you see this circle, focus on my cursor. If you see this circle here, it is coming of a circle kind of a thing, ball kind of a thing. So once I saved it, so now it comes in a cross. Okay. So now what we need to have, we need to do the reload. So here if you see, that we have the header 1, header 2, header 3, header 4, header 5, header 6. Now, one very important interview question. How many values header tag contain? So header tag have 6 values, h1 to h6. Now, which have the highest font size, h1 or h6? So here h1 have the highest font size. Okay. So this is an interview question, a very silly interview question, but is भाई अटेंडेंस लिंक मत पूछो बार बार, ठीक है? फिराज, प्लीज टेक केयर ऑफ द अटेंडेंस यार. भाई पीपल आर अगेन आस्किंग अटेंडेंस. Okay, so here if you see, this is an interview question, but a very silly interview question, and I guess half of the people will tell it wrongly. So here h1 have the highest font size or h6 have the highest font size. So h1 have the highest font size compared to h6. Now after this, now this is the start tag, this is the center content, and this is the end tag. Now after this we have a next tag which is called as paragraph. We have the paragraph. Now paragraph again have a start tag. This is a start tag. This is the end tag. This is the content. So what we do? Let us have paragraph. So we have a lorem. Let's apply lorem. So what is a lorem? Lorem is basically a dummy paragraph which has been created by the system itself. Okay. Now what is the need of this lorem? What is the need of lorem? Very, very important question. Okay. What is the more important step? भाई सभी टैग एच टैग के सभी टैग इंपॉर्टेंट है. ओके, आई कैन से दैट h1 is important depending upon the need where you need to place it. So let me have a, let us check the unsplash. So here if you see this unsplash, what you see is again a h1. Okay, this is a paragraph tag. Now here you see this again is a kind of a h1. This unsplash awards 2022. If you compare the font size, so I can say this might be a h3. Okay, this is again a para. So it depends that what is your requirement. Every tag is important. Good evening, Ravi ji. Good evening. Now, lorem. So what is lorem? Lorem is a dummy paragraph, dummy text which has been created by the system only. Now, what is the need of this lorem? भाई lorem की जरूरत क्या है? लॉरम बहुत पुरानी चीज है, and since 1880 or 1870, when the evolution of printing press has started, so when the printing will start, in order to check the quality of the ink, the quality of the print, the quality of the paper, this dummy text is being used a lot. Okay, because even if I tell you to write 50 words on something, you will take a time of 10 minutes. And in printing, every minute is important. So that is why, sorry, so that is why the need of this lorem come into existence, and it is being used a lot till now also, and it will be used for the coming years also. Now see some magic of lorem. Now if I want some small text, lorem of 10, see, small text. If I want lorem of 100, the text will be large. Okay, so that depends on your requirement. So this is sufficient for us. Now what we did, we need to reload it. Now for me, it is not possible for me to write it, save it, and reload. So from this problem, there is an extension which is called as a live server. Okay, there is an extension which is called as live server. So this live server, by the owner Ritvik Day. Okay, by the owner Ritvik Day, you need to install it. Okay, you need to install it and see the magic of this thing, how it works. So what I will do, let me close it and let me open this with live server. 1 minute. So here, if you see, now just open with live server. So here you will get a page. And what is the beauty of this live server? So 1 minute. The beauty of this live server is, as soon as I do any changes here, okay, as soon as I do any changes in my VS Code, automatically gets refreshed here. See, I remove this para and I control S, removed. If I add this para, control S, added. So that is the beauty of live server, that you do not need to refresh your web page. You only need to make the changes in your VS Code. Just change it, save it. जस्ट चेंज इट, सेव इट. अरे भाई विराज, आपकी स्पीड तेज है, बाकियों की नहीं होगी, फिर सब सर के ऊपर से जाएगा, फिर सब एक एक करके सवाल पूछने लग जाएंगे. पीपल विल स्टार्ट आस्किंग इन द कमेंट बॉक्स, व्हाट इज दिस, व्हाट इज दैट, व्हाट दैट. सो लेट अस गो with all. I hope you are with me now. So okay, so that is the beauty of live server. Now let us check the important tag here, which is called as the anchor tag. So we have anchor tag here. Now what this anchor tag will do, so let me write here unsplash. Okay, so you see this unsplash is, now if you see here, this is a kind of a text which have a blue color text and a hand comes when you move on this. So if you see here, okay, so if you see here, thanks Viraj, thanks. So if you see here, let me take you to the Unsplash web page. So Unsplash. So what is this Unsplash? So let me tell you all one thing. Unsplash is a page which is being designed for you to take images. Okay. Unsplash is the only web page from where you can have the images and you can use where you want to. Because if you copy something from somewhere, you will get into a copyright tag. But if you copy it from Unsplash, you will not get into such kind of scenario. So let me copy the link, Control C. If I write here Unsplash and Control S, now see what is happening here. I just close the Unsplash link and see this. I may click it. See, okay, so this is a kind of a hyperlink kind of a thing. Okay, see, but what is happening here? My current tab will get closed. Okay, my current tab will get closed. See, and the link will open here. Now, this is a very bad thing. And in order to overcome from this kind of a scenario, we have a pattern which is called, if I write here, target equals to underscore blank. Now see what is happening. My current tab will remain open here and a new tab will gets opened. Okay, where this link will gets opened. If you see here, see the beauty. Okay, so now this is the anchor tag. This is again a very important tag and it is being used here. Now after this anchor tag, let us see the list tag. So we have two type of list. We have unordered list and we have ordered list. So what is this? Unordered list and ordered list. So let us show you how it works. So we have li into 6. Okay, so this is a shortcut. Li into 6. You will get 6 times list item. So li is list item. Copy it. Okay, so let me write here red, green, blue, black, purple, violet. So you can see the output here. And if I copy the list item only and I put it in the see the difference. Now you can see the unordered list. So the unordered, what is the meaning of unordered? Not in the proper order. Okay. Oh, thanks विराज, thanks. इसीलिए बोलता हूँ भाई आराम से चलो, स्पीड में चलोगे आधी चीज दिमाग में रहेंगी, आधी उड़ जाएंगी. ह्यूमन ब्रेन है, नेचुरल बिहेवियर. ओके, so I just want you to take the things in your mind. I don't want you to mug up, eat it, put it in the mind. No, just have the understanding how it works. Okay, so now if you see, we have the unordered list and ordered list. So here, unordered, what is the meaning of unordered? Not in a proper order, what I personally feel. Ordered means in ordered kind of a thing. So here if you see, in an unordered list, the output will always start with dot. And in a ordered list, the output will always have in a sequence. Now, Viraj, one more shortcut for you. Okay, just for you. Li into 6 greater than a. 6 times of list item with anchor tag inside it. Li into 6 greater than a. 6 times of li including anchor tag. I hope you have noted down it. So going back to the topic. Okay. So here you see in the unordered list, the order will be like that, where you need to put, where you will get the output in a form of a bullet. Okay. Now in the ordered list, you will have the output in the pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So this is the difference between ordered list and unordered list. Now after the unordered list and ordered list, we will see The next very important thing, which is called as the form tag. But before going to the form tag, let me tell you some more things. One second. Okay, before going to the form tag, we have some table tags also. So let us see the table tag. Okay, so here before going to the table tags, let us have one more thing. We have two tags which is called as a BR. BR means a break row. So one second. I will show you BR here. BR and BR. See, BR means break row. BR. See, it have created a blank space. This one is one. Now, what is HR? HR means horizontal rule. A line will get created. So we have after black we have a break, and after break we have a line. So we have after black we have a break, and after break we have a line. So this is how this thing works. Now let us start with the table tag. So this is the tag with the help of which you can create tables. Okay, table in the HTML. Now how it works? So we have a table tag, and inside the table tag we have to have a table head, and in this table head we have tr table row, and inside it we have the ts kind of a thing where we write the header name, age, email. See, the headers have created. We have the header side, name, age, and email. So after, so you can see the connection. So this is the start tag, this is the end tag. So this is the start tag, this is the end tag. So we have the start tag, end tag. So in the tr, after tr, okay, we have a t body, table body, and in the table body, what we have the tr table row, and in the table row, what we have td table data. So the name will be awesome. Age will be 62. Email will be m@d. You can see the data like that. Okay. So this is, or and in case if you want to have more fields, so no need to worry. Just copy it and paste it. So you can have the values like that. So this is what all about the table tag. So these just table tags are not being used a lot, but still you need to have the understanding of what is a table tag. Table tag is not being used a lot these days. It's not being used a lot these days, but the basic understanding you need to have in your mind at how to use a table tag. Now, after the table tag, what we will see the form tag. Okay. So what is a form tag? Now the form tag is a very important tag and it is being used a lot. Okay, you have seen form tag in a form where you will be uh, filling a registration form. So this is again this is again being created with the help of form tag. You have a login page which is again being created by the form tag. You have a page where you have to select your gender. This is again a property of the form tag. So a form tag is a very important tag, and it has menu and it has many important things inside it, and it is being used a lot. So let us see some form tags. Okay, we have a form tag. Now in this form tag, form tag contains some tag inside it. So here we have the first as the label. Okay. So label we have the for name and we have the input type will be text. Okay, so we have the label is for name and the input. So input and label works or moves simultaneously. Okay, because it works in a combination. If you see, if I saved it, so you can see it. So let us have some multiple PRs. Okay, so here this label comes from the label tag, and this box will come from the input tag. Okay, so now if you see here, we have the label as name and the input type as text. Okay, so what is the input type text? So the name contains the input type as text only. So we have put the input type as text. So let us have the another label. We have the label for age. Input type. What will the input type? The input type will be number because age will always be in a number. So if I want to put a bill one below step below, so we have BR. See how it works. See. So this is how you can use and put things one below the other. Now we have the next thing. We have again a label kind of a thing, but before label, let us have a BR and we have a label. The label will be uh, for email. Input type of one second. Input type of email. So now what this thing will do here. So here if somebody 1 minute यार क्या पूछा है 1 मिनट सर आप नोट शेयर करोगे ना व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे ओ भाई नोट्स वाला काम तो है ही नहीं अपना नोट्स नोट्स की जरूरत ही नहीं है इतना सिंपल है मेरे ख्याल से आधा तो आपके दिमाग में होगा नोट्स की जरूरत ही नहीं है यार सर नेम टू विदाउट लेबल टैग के भी दे सकते हैं हाँ दे सकते हैं यू कैन डू इट यू कैन गिव इट ओके सो 1 second okay so here why the input type text number email is required because when we are adding the functionalities with the help of JavaScript it will be a checkpoint or it will be a checkpoint that you cannot write anything anywhere okay so there are some naughty people who write wrong thing in a wrong place so in order to have the checklist so we have only limited the use of the input type to text only in the name so you cannot write the number here now after that what we have the next kind of a input type so let us have the next input type here so okay let us have another form let us have another form so what this form so let us have a label and the label for this we will have a message and we have a text area the name will be message now you see here we have a message box of 30 rows and 30 columns which we actually don't want you can see the message box here okay now after message box let us check a new thing a new kind of form which contains 1 second it contains so the drop down functionality so we have a label and for the label we have to select the color and we use select functionality where the select name will be color, and in this what we will do, we will have an option. Option value we have some red. Now you see how it works. So here you see we have the drop downs like this in this particular format. Okay, so this is how you can create a drop down kind of a thing. So drop down is a forms is a very important thing which is being used a lot, and in most of the sections form, the requirement of the form is very high. Fine. So here just now we have seen three kind of form where we have this thing, second thing is a message, third thing is a drop down functionality. Now let us see a next kind of a form. So the next kind of a form, one second, क्या लेके आए भाई फॉर्म में नया वाला. So the next kind of a form we have to have checkbox. So what we do, we have a checkbox pattern, and in this checkbox pattern what we will do, we will create a label first. In this label we have to have what do you own. आपके पास क्या क्या है. So the we have the input type checkbox, and the out the field will be vehicle, vehicle one, and again we want to have a label. So here understand the logic how the output is coming. The label will be I own bike. I want to ask you, see how it is coming. What do you own? Bike. Now I need to create the input type first, then the label. So I need to create the input type checkbox first, equal to, and the label we have for car. See. Now again we need to have the same pattern where we have to have the input type first and then the label. So we have cycle. See how it works. So we here the functionality will get reversed. Now in this checkbox, the best thing is you can select any three, any two, or any one, or all of the above. So that is the beauty of checkbox. Okay. So that is how you can use the checkbox. सर अरे मेरे भाई सर्टिफिकेट, फिर सर्टिफिकेट यार. अरे मिलेगा भाई सर्टिफिकेट. सिराज प्लीज एड्रेस यार. Now, this we'll see the next kind of a form where we have to have the form in a different pattern. So let me copy it, and if I use so let me have to have here gender, 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 male, female, others, and if I have the input type as radio box. Now see how it works. So here you can select either one. Okay, so this is again you can create with the help of form. So here this you can also create with the help of form tag. So I hope you can understand the importance of form tag, that how the form tags are important, what role a form tag plays in web development. Okay. Now, next thing what we see a button tag. So after creating a form, we need to submit it. So for submission, we need to have a button. So let us have a button tag. Submit. So here you can see a button. So if I write anything, all the thing here, so we need to submit. Okay. So here comes to an end of the form tag. जब कोर्स कंप्लीट होगा तब तुझे खुद को हाँ भाई विराज भाई सही कह रहे हो। मंडे को सभी को सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा अपने मेल आईडी पे, और हम आपको ग्रुप में बता देंगे कि सर्टिफिकेट भेज दिया है। सर नेम टू लेवल टैग का भी दे सकते हैं? हाँ दे सकते हैं भाई, बिल्कुल दे सकते हैं। हो गए। और नोट्स तो मैंने ही नहीं बनाया आज तक कभी, बस देखता रहा, सीखता रहा, करता रहा। करते रहोगे तो दिमाग में रहेगा। देयर इज नो नीड ऑफ नोट्स, बिकॉज notes will always notes the place of the notes will always be in your bag, not in your mind. Listen to this very carefully. The place of the notes will always be in your bag, in your shelf, in your books, but you need to put the things in your mind. For this you need to make it understood. I i tell you one thing, that you cannot have to have a knowledge of 100%, but at least 50% is more than enough for you to do all these things what I'm doing here. These all things are in my mind. I'm not taking it, copying it from anywhere else. Okay. Now, after the button tag, let us see the image tag. So the image tag is a very important tag and it is being used a lot. So we have the image tag and here. So let us open the images from Unsplash. So Unsplash, we have already a link here. So, so let us check this out. So here, all these images are free. So depending upon the size, here you can see download. You can see, you can select the size and you can download it. Okay. So I download it. So you have the image here. Now show in folder. What I do before going there, 1 second. Let me do one thing. In my HTML folder, I create a new folder, images. Okay, and what I do, I just move here. Okay, now you see what happened here. The images folder and the image is there. So that is the shortcut. Now what I will do, 1 second. So let us link it. So we have the images and the name of the file. Now what I do, let me save it. So here the image is properly coming in the page. Now what is this alt tag? So this alt is a very important thing when you have हाँ भाइयों अटेंडेंस लिंक आ गया है, मैंने भी जस्ट अभी देखा। थैंक विराज। सो सभी लोग भर लो। आई रिक्वेस्ट यू ऑल टू प्लीज फिल इट। लेट अस हैव ए 1 minute wait, not break. 1 minute wait. Wait for you people to please fill the attendance. Let us have a 1 minute break. 1 minute wait. Wait. Please fill and comment that you all have filled. So please fill it. I will be waiting for you all a minute so that you please fill it properly. Once you filled, please reply in the comment box. Hello, Bhavin. Hello, attendance. Please fill attendance, my dear friends, those who are asking. Okay, so one more thing. There will be a second attendance form also. Okay, there will be a second attendance form also, which will be shared here in the same pattern which has been shared. So once you fill both attendance form, then only you will get the certificate. Okay. The certificate will be shared on your mail ID by Monday end of the day, and we will inform in the WhatsApp group that the certificates has been shared. Done. Good. Let us see some more people complete attendance, then we will resume. So I hope most of you have filled by now. Attendance complete. Very good. So guys, please respond fast. I guess Ved Prakash is attending this second or third time, if I'm not wrong. I remember the name Ved Prakash. Good, Manish. So shall we resume, or still will wait for another 1 to 2 minutes for rest of the people to fill the attendance? Okay. Yes, continue. Okay, fine. So now I am at this alt. So now what is this alt? So this alt thing is a very important thing because here in this page we have only one image, but when you have hundred of images in your page, like Unsplash. So in this Unsplash, you see hundreds and hundreds of images. Okay, you see hundreds and hundreds of images. Now, if by mistakenly the server goes down or the internet goes down or slow for a second, so the your images will not gets download completely. Okay, so here all tag will help you out. If I write here a laptop, it will not show any changes here. See, but if I see the image have removed because the path is incorrect, and you see here, you can see this laptop word is coming here. See, so what this laptop what will do? It will tell us that here image which contains a laptop is there. See, so that is the importance of alt tag. So alt tag is a very important tag. Thanks. So those you are asking, I hope your answer is here. So here comes to an end of HTML. Okay. So this is all what I have told you is more than enough for you to do. So here if you see, this is the site of W3 school and there are some tags. So we have check button, checkbox, and we have seen email. Okay, we have seen radio, we have seen text, we have seen so many we have seen. So you need to practice all these tags. Okay, so you need to practice all these tags and um, you will have to have a better hands-on. Okay, so these are the input tags which are in HTML. So now what we will do, we will switch to CSS now. Okay, so 1 minute. So let me close this all, close this all. Okay, so for CSS, let me create a new folder, CSS, drag and drop, create a file, index.html. So index.html. Now index.html, you can create any file name, but have the extension as .html. Okay, but why people are using index.html? There is a reason, because this is the by default file name which is being used a lot. Okay, now after this, let me have the basic structure because you all have the understanding. And here what we will do, we write CSS. Now, what is CSS? So CSS is basically cascading style sheet. Okay, cascading style sheet, And the role of CSS is to make the web page beautiful. Okay, so that is the responsibility of CSS to make the web page beautiful. Okay, now one very important thing, CSS is again a property of W3 School. Okay, CSS again is about W3 School is located in US, and in 2015 a major upgrade again happened in CSS where Flexbox and Grid has been introduced. Both are again a display property, and the main role of Flexbox and Grid is to make the web page responsive without the much use of media queries. भैया जैसे आप सब लोगों को पता होगा मीडिया क्वेरी के पेज को रेस्पॉन्सिव किया जाता है, बट व्हेन यू यूज फ्लेक्सबॉक्स एंड ग्रिड द रोल ऑफ responsiveness will become high without the much use of media queries. Now, okay, so now there are three ways in which you can add CSS. Okay, so let us have the first way. First way is inline. Second is internal. Third is external. Okay, so these are the three ways in which we can add CSS. Now, inline, internal, and external. Now, what is inline? What is internal and external? Now, interview question. In how many ways you can add CSS? Nobody will ask you what is the full form of CSS. Okay, they will ask in how many ways you can add CSS. So there are three ways in which you can add CSS: inline, internal, and external. Now, one second. Now, inline. What is the meaning of inline? Inline means the same line. Okay, in the same line. So in the same line means in the same HTML element. Okay, we apply CSS. So we have, let us apply background color of AQ. Wow. Simply directly to the HTML element. Okay. Simply directly to the HTML element we have applied the CSS. So here comes to the start of CSS. The internal. What is internal? Internal means internally we are applying CSS. Okay, internally we are applying CSS. So how internally we are applying CSS? Let us see. So here we write the style tag, and in H2 we apply again a background color with hash double F double O. So again I have added a background color. Okay, now what is external? So external मतलब कोई बाहर से मतलब, so externally we are applying CSS. Okay, so let us see how we are applying CSS externally. So for this we will be creating a new file, file.css. So here .css is a file which represents a CSS file, and style is the name of the file. So we have for h3 we have a background color in the form of, let us use RGB with our value of 255 100 and O. So, but I have saved it, but the color is not coming. Why it is not coming? Because we have created a CSS file and we have already an HTML file, but there is no connection between the file. So let us establish a connection with the help of a link tag. Now see the magic. Here, the file name what we have created is the style.css. By default, when you use a link tag, by default, it picks up the name of the file as style.css. So again, this will be an added advantage for you to not change the name of the file, and automatically it will take the by default file name what you have created. So that is again a advantage. Okay, so here you see we have the three type of CSS. Okay, now Again, a very important interview question. What is a CSS selector? Here, if you see, H3 is the CSS selector. The content inside H3 is a declaration. This is the property and this is the value. Fine. This is how you can see or you can tell the selector. Now, after this thing, okay. Now, after this thing, let us see the next interview question is, out of these three CSS styles, what is the most commonly used? Okay. So the external type of CSS is the most commonly used CSS. Okay. And out of these three, which is the most powerful way of adding CSS? So the most powerful way of adding CSS is the inline, because it applies directly to the HTML element. Here H1 is the HTML element. Okay. Now, no. Okay. So here, if you have noticed one thing, I have added only background color property in all the three ways of CSS addition. Here I have simply typed the name of the color. Here I have used some hash kind of a thing. And here I have used a background color property, again with in a form of RGB. Okay, so now if you see here, I have used simply typing the name of the color. So there are around 140 color names which you can simply type it. Right. So there are around 140 color names which you can type it. Okay. What I have typed that, like red, green, blue, black, purple, orange, violet, orange, red, light green. So there are around 140 color names which you can directly type it. Okay. Now the next thing here, if you see, I have used some hash kind of a thing. So what is this hash? Okay. So this hash is a kind of a thing where, if you have learned or if you have heard about number system, so there is a pattern where you can have a hexadecimal number system. So from there, the technology comes here. So here, this hash tells us that this is a hexadecimal color system. Okay. And here, double F represents the red color, 00 represents the green color, and double A represents the blue color. So we have R, G, and B. R for red, G for green, and B for blue. So here you can prepare any color using a combination of these three colors. So now in the last, we have the external. So what is this external? So in this external, we have again added the color in the form of a RGB pattern. So here R stands for red, G for green, and B for blue. And one second. So here, see, this is the official web page of W3 School. And one more thing, the official web page of any document is the best or the recommended way to learn anything. Okay, the official web page is the best way to learn anything. Now, if you see here, so you can have the colors here. See, so you can have the RGB, hexadecimal, and this is the HSL. Now, what is this HSL? HSL, H stands for hue. So you can have the hue here. S for saturation and L for lightness. So what is this hue, saturation, and lightness? So HSL is again a method in which you can add color. So H stands for hue. Hue contains the colors. S contains the saturation. Okay. Saturation means the sharpness. L contains the lightness or the brightness of the color. Now let us prepare some color here. So you can have, see, having a change in the proportion of RGB, different colors are coming. See, just copy it and paste it. You will have this kind of a color in your web page. See, see. So using the change in proposition, you can have it. Yes, sir. All are asking about certificate on WhatsApp group. Please explain on how. अरे भाइयों, अब इंग्लिश में नहीं हिंदी में बताता हूँ. ठीक है. सर्टिफिकेट मिलने के लिए दो काम आपको करने पड़ेंगे. दो अटेंडेंस शीट आपको मिलेगी. एक मिल चुकी है, दूसरी मिलेगी. आपको फिल करना है. ठीक है. जब कोई भी बंदा दोनों अटेंडेंस शीट फिल करेगा, उसी को सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा. सर्टिफिकेट आपको आपके मेल आईडी पे मिलेगा. सर्टिफिकेट आपको मंडे तक मिलेगा. मंडे शाम तक आपको आपके मेल आईडी पे मिल जाएगा. जैसे सर्टिफिकेट हमारे ऐसे भेज दिए जाएंगे, हम व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे बता देंगे कि सर्टिफिकेट भेज दिए गए हैं. भाइयों क्लियर है हिंदी में? इंग्लिश में मैं बहुत बार बोल चुका हूं, तो शायद मुझे लगता है कि इंग्लिश समझ में नहीं है, इसलिए हिंदी में समझा रहा हूँ. क्लियर है भाई? किसी को डाउट हो तो पूछ सकता है वापस से. मैं वापस से इसको बार बार समझा सकता हूँ. So if it goes okay with all of you, so shall we go ahead? Okay, so you don't know Hindi, so I will tell you once again. Okay, there will be two attendance form. First attendance form has already been shared in the live YouTube chat. Second will be shared. Okay, it will be shared automatically by the system. Once it will be shared, we will tell you that the second attendance form has been shared in the live YouTube chat. Please fill it. Okay. Mm, please fill it. So once you fill it, okay. So once you fill it, you will get the certificate on your registered mail ID, and that certificate will be sent on your mail ID by Monday end of the day. Okay. So I hope this is simple to all of you. Okay. So this is how we have made the colors in the RGB pattern. The range of this will be from 0 to 255. So you can see 255, 255 and 0. This will be the range. Okay. So let us go back. So let us have a paragraph here. Normal kind of a thing. And let us style this para. So we have a para, and in this what we will do, we will have some font size of 30 px, font weight to bold. Okay. And what else we can have? We can have line height and to take attendance. अरे भाई अब नहीं बता पाऊंगा मैं when to take attendance, when to give attendance. Be there with us and follow the live chat. You will get to have the knowledge of each and everything. So line height. Let us have line height in 1.5 REM. Okay, and we have letter spacing. Let us have 0.9 EM. Similarly, we have word spacing 0.5 EM, and so here font size, you all know what is font size. Okay, font weight, the boldness of the font. Line height means the spaces between the lines. So let us me have 3 point the spaces between the lines. Letter spacing means spaces between the letters, and word spacing means spaces between the words. So we have the next image of text transform. Text transform to uppercase. Everything will be in capital. Text decoration to underline. So we have the underline kind of a thing. So these are some basic font properties which we have seen just now. So let us remove this thing because we don't want all up. So we have some font size of let's say 30px, and we have a font family of this thing. So if you see here, we have three kind of fonts available in a font family. The first one is Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif. Now, what is this Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif? So, Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif are the traditional fonts. Okay, these all are the traditional fonts. Okay, fine. Now, these traditional fonts are used a lot. Now, what is this Arial? So, Arial is the primary font. Helvetica and Sans Serif are the secondary font. Now, what is this primary and what is the secondary font? So here Arial is a primary font. Primary font is the font which applies first. Okay. So here, if you see, I have Safari, I have Chrome, I have Firefox. So let us assume that Firefox does not support Arial. So it will automatically pick up the next available font, which is the Helvetica font. Okay. Let us say Chrome does not support Arial and Helvetica font, so it will automatically pick up the next available font, which we have given is the sans serif font. So that is the use of giving the primary and secondary fonts. Now let us see the next thing, which is called as the Google fonts. 1 minute. These days, the use of Google fonts is being used a lot. Let us see some Google fonts. So here we have the Google fonts. Remove all. Now, this Roboto font and the Poppins. Let's apply the Poppins font. So we have, so here just, okay, so simply Control C, and in the top, let us paste it. And so we have import. Now how to add it? So we have, okay, see the difference between earlier and the new one. Okay. Now, this is how we have added the Poppins font. Now, after this, let us have another para of lorem. So, what is happening here? What is happening here as this particular set of styles will automatically apply to the second paragraph what I have created. But this is actually what I am not looking for. So in order to get rid from this kind of problem, the role of classes and IDs come into existence. So we have classes and ID. Okay, so we have classes and IDs. Now, what are classes and what are ID? So classes and ID both are used to target the HTML element. Okay, classes and IDs both are used to target the HTML element. And one more very important thing, classes, same class can be used multiple times, but ID can only be used one time. Okay, this particular class can only be used one time, can be used multiple times, but ID can only be used one time. So here I have added the class. Class will be a dot is being used before the class name and hash is used before a ID name. So 1 second. Okay, one more thing, let us show you. So here, if you found some irregularities in your page, so Control A, Control Shift P, format selection, see. So your entire page will get auto adjusted. See, adjusted automatically. Control Shift P, Control A, Control Shift P, format selection, enter. By default, it gets auto adjusted. Okay, so now let us target this ID, which is P hash bottom. We have a font size of let's say 22px. Okay, and we have uh, 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 okay. So let us switch to the next topic here. So one more very important thing, if you want something to be present here, but the output will not show, so you just need to comment out this thing. So I have commented out this thing. Okay, so how to comment it? Select the content, control and forward slash. So things will be there in the code, but it will not show. Okay, so this is how it works. So now let me make it small. And okay, so now let us see the next important topic, which is called as the box model. So what is a box model? A box model is a very important thing, and it is being asked in every interview. So I have seen so many interviews. I've given also so many interviews, and every time the interviewer have asked me what is a box model in CSS. So box model is a very important thing. So box model contains 4 things inside it. Okay, so the box model, let us apply. The box model, first thing is the content. After content, we have padding of let's say 30px. After padding, 1 minute. After padding, we have uh, margin of let's say 20px, and after margin we have border of, sorry, the sequence is wrong. First we have content, after content we have padding, after padding we have border of 4px, solid of black color, and after border we have margin of let's assume 10px. So this is the entire box model structure which is there in front of you. Now, in this box model, if you see in the right corner of the screen, okay, if you see in the right corner of the screen, you see some boxes. Okay, so here, this is the content. Outside the content, we have padding. Outside the padding, we have border, and outside the border, we have margin. So padding will be across on all the directions. Border will also be across in all the directions, and margin will also be across in all the directions. So if I say padding of 30 px, so 30 px means 30 px top, 30 px right, 30 px bottom, and 30 px left. If I say margin of 10 px, so my 10 px top, 10 px right, 10 px bottom, and 10 px left. So it goes in all the 4 directions. Okay, so this is a very important, is a very simple thing, but it is being asked. Now there are some ways in which you can have padding and margin separate. Sir, please machine learning का live lecture start करो. Okay, we will start. So there are some ways in which we can have the padding and margin in different ways also. So let us see how it works. So we have padding in the left of, let's say, 10 px. If I want padding in the left side, we can have padding on the left. We can have padding on the top of, let's say, 20 px. Padding of bottom, let's say, 30 px. Padding in the right of, let's say, 40 px. So here, if you see, you can give padding and margin separately for separate sizes and directions also. So you can see left, so top, bottom, so top, right, bottom, and left. Okay. Now another way, we have another way. So here I give padding of, let's say, 20 px and 40 px. So we have 20 px for top and bottom, and 40 px for left and right. So this is also another way in which you can have padding. Similarly, we can have for margin also. So let us check the margin also. We have margin of top, let's say, 40 px, margin left, let's say, 30 px, margin bottom 20 px, margin right, let's say, 10 px. So this is the way in which you can have margin also. Similarly, you can have margin for 40 px and 20 px. Okay, so you can have 40 px for top, bottom, and 20 px for left and right. So these are the ways in which you can have these things accordingly. Now, after this kind of thing, the box model pattern, the next very important thing which we will see is the styling of list. Okay, we will see the styling of list part now. So what is this, the styling of list? So in this styling of list, let us create the structure first. So what we have, a div. 1 second. A div, and in the div we have a header 2, and we have li into 5 greater than a. So we have 5 list item inside it. Okay, so we have, oh, not h2 here, yeah. We have a div h2 li into 5 greater than a. We have a div. Let us have a class as GORIS categories, and here As we don't want to go anywhere on the click functionality, we will put hash. No, no, see the problem. I have only given h2, and by default, it have what it did. It have picked the style of h2 what I have given previously here in the inline part. So let me have category 1, category 2, category 3, category 4, category 5. Now, this is the basic structure what we have created for the styling of list. Here, let us understand once more. So we have this parent div. We have this. So थोड़ा little bit fast. अरे अभी time है अपने पास यार. We have another 1 hour 15 minutes with us. So okay, so this is the last topic which I will be covering. So for after that we will start with the JavaScript. Okay. So here we have this is the div with the parent class categories, and in this div we have an h2 header 2 with the content as category, and inside this we have a list item. The content will be like that. So let us start applying the styles to that. So we have dot categories, and what we will do, let us have a order of 4px solid of black color, and we have a property which is called as a border radius property of, let's say, 5p x. So the edges have turned into the curved one. So let us have a padding also. Let us have a padding of 20px so that the content is in the center. And so now let us target dot categories h2. What we'll do? Text align center, content in the center. And what else we can have? So let us apply a font family. We have already imported it. See the changes after applying the Google Fonts. Okay. So after that, what? Okay. So after that, what we will see? So let us apply the next dot categories, and we have the next thing is the anchor tag. Okay. So what list style? None. Not the anchor tag. 1 minute. So you need to have UL, and in this UL you need to put this thing. So select, use Alt and up arrow and move the content inside it. Okay. So now what you have the UL, and the list style as none will remove the dots. And what you do, we have padding of 0, so the content will shift towards the left, and we target dot categories and tag. And what else we can have? We can have some padding in the bottom of, let's say, 20px. Okay, well, this will not work here because this is a list item. So 1 second, dot categories. 1 second. Okay. So dot categories li, we have padding in the bottom of, let's say, 20px. So that spaces are created, and let us apply. Okay, we have text decoration to none, And 1 second, we have the same thing here. Text decoration to none. In the font color, we use black. Okay. And we have padding. No, not padding. We have border in the bottom. Border in the bottom. Let's say 1p x dotted with blue color, but this needs to be property of L. Fine. So this is what, okay. So let us apply a hover property also. So what categories, and we apply the hover property on H2. So here we have a change in the background color to or right. So as soon as I move my mouse, so you see. And if I want to increase in the font size, let us increase in the font size. So let's say 40 px, 40 px will be very big. See, this is the hover property which is working perfectly. So here, okay. So this comes to an end of CSS. Okay. So now my colleague Hari will take you through the JavaScript part. 1 second.
Hey everyone, so how's the day? It's going. Thank you for all here for this wonderful 3 hours of workshops for the web development bootcamp. Okay, so can you tell the difference between margin and padding and what is the use in both situations? So yeah, we will go with that and I will tell that also. Okay, so the next 4 hour is going to be the next 45 minutes or whatever. It's going to be the JavaScript class. So whatever the questions that you like to ask for JavaScript, you can ask me and you can interact with me and we can continue the class in such a way making some interaction in the comments. So I will be came here for this live section and I will watch all your comments and I will answer you or all your doubts regarding JavaScript. But before getting into the session, I want to make something clear in this session. So what is that means? The next 1 hour, it's not enough to cover all the JavaScript concepts. So don't be thinking about asking some advanced question and advanced concept that you have, which you can ask it, but not in the live. So you can ask at the end. We will discuss something that when we end the JavaScript part, we will do that. So then what we're going to cover in this 1 hour? So well, this 1 hour is going to be take you part. So what is actually JavaScript it is and how it is working and why, what the revolution that the JavaScript language taken to the web development. So that is why everyone is telling about learn JavaScript for web development, right? So we need the reason why they are saying like that, and why the JavaScript language is called as language of web page. So why they are calling that something a language, even not a programming language, but they why they are calling that, right? So we need to understand everything. That's how. So we in the next 1 hour we're going to cover all those concepts much more theoretical, and also we're going to see about some practical ways to do that, sir. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and I know that you know the procedures, right? So the attendance form will be shared. Don't ask for the attendance form, it will be shared in on time. So you will get the attendance form whenever in the chat box, be in the live. So that is the motto of giving the attendance forms. Okay, so we want only the participants, so who's giving your time. So we need to value your time and we will give you the certification and all everything. So okay, so be in that time. Hi everything. Okay, so yeah, before getting into the session, I want to ask you two questions to make some interaction and to understand like among these people, so which crowd has been joined in this web development. So I just want to do that. So how many of you know JavaScript already? A little bit I know somehow about JavaScript. I worked with some small projects, so I know somehow about like that. So how many of you like that? Just give it in the comment box. I know little bit. Or if you totally new here, you are you're something that I don't know what is right now. I'm interested in web development. I don't know what is JavaScript and everything. Right now only I'm learning. So then give a comment like I'm new or fresher, or if you know something, then just say little bit in the comment box. Let's make some interaction quickly. Okay, so before that I will answer the questions of Viraj. So what is the difference between margin and padding? So if you take about the box model, if you go for the box model, so what is the means? We have the content, and in content we have the border, right? So what is padding is, so the distance between the border and the content, that is the padding. So if you give some padding 10x or top 10 pixel or like that, then it makes a space between the border and the content, that is the padding. So when I say margin, it is outside the border. Okay, so it is outside the border. So that's what simply content, padding, border and margin. So if you want a space outside the border, then you can use margin. If you want to make a space inside this content in between your border, then you can make padding. Okay, so that's how it works. Yeah, little bit. So okay, so cool. I get lots of some responses. Thank you so much. And if you don't respond, just make it quick. And we have another question also. Okay, so from this people's like who already know about some other programming language, not JavaScript. I know some languages like Java, C++, other language that we learned in college. So if you are from the background of computer science, you already know about that. If you are not from, that is absolutely fine. That's what I'm asking. Like if you know any other programming language apart from JavaScript or nothing. I'm completely new to this programming. So how many of you like that? Just give it in the comment section. So yeah, so that's it. I just want the two answers. So from this, we can start our class. Okay. Yeah. Let us go here. Okay. And I promise you guys, most of the, if you are joining us and joining as a beginner, if you are joining us nothing about, if you don't know about JavaScript and you want to learn curious, and whatever that doubts that you comes to your mind when you are learning JavaScript or implementing the practice what you have learned today or you're going to learn in future. So whatever you are implementing, you have some questions, right? So whenever you are writing some code, you have some questions that comes to your mind, and just think about, yeah, how it is working, why it is happening, like that. Some of the questions that will comes to your mind, right? So those questions are going to be get cleared in this 1 hour. Okay, so this 1 hour is going to be like an backup, a knowledge that you are going to build for your entire JavaScript journey. So if you are comfortable, if you are know, like if you are clear with this theoretical concept, then you can learn JavaScript in a first. You can able to just simply spend a little bit time and practice constantly, then it will come automatically. You don't get that distraction. So why I'm learning this, how it is working, I don't know why my code is working, like that. You have some doubts, right? So that's everything will be cleared in this 1 hour. Okay, so this 1 hour is going to be the purpose, why, how and what the purpose of JavaScript and how it is working and what is JavaScript and everything we're going to get it out. Okay, so this 1 hour is very important. If you are a beginner, you don't know any programming languages like even JavaScript, and I'm new to programming, I'm some from different background, I don't know any programming languages, I haven't heard about that, but I want to become a web developer. Well, this 1 hour is mainly dedicated for you. You need to give more concentration, and if you know a little bit about JavaScript and something about JavaScript, this is also for you. So when you are going for interview, most at least 40% of the questions is came from how JavaScript is working, what is the internals of JavaScript, how it is happening, right? So that kind of questions, that's kind of answers will you will get from here. Okay, so please give focus, and whatever the question you like to ask, you can ask in the chat box. Again, I will come and reply you definitely. So we will make this much more interactive. Okay, so let's give a thumbs up, we can go with the session. Okay, so I just tell about what are the topics that we are going to cover now in JavaScript. Simply, what is JavaScript? First we need to understand, and why it is become, why it is called as one of the most loved language. And if you learn JavaScript, they will say you can survive in the developer field, right? So it is one of the hottest programming language. Whenever the past 5 years, you can take the history, so everyone says learn JavaScript. Okay, so it is in the top 5 of programming language, right? So are anything other than JavaScript, some frameworks of JavaScript or runtime of JavaScript, anything that has become the top 5, right? So anyone that's become the top 5 right now, React, how would React has booming, right? Same like that. So let's see what is actually JavaScript and that. And once we done with that, how JavaScript is working, how JavaScript is working. This is one of the important concepts that we're going to cover here, how JavaScript is internally working and how the code is executing everywhere. And we're going to see, and we're going to practice, and before it's like we learning this two stage, we will get the answer for these two questions. We will understand why, what is the use of JavaScript also, like why, what is the problem that the JavaScript is solving. We can able to solve, we can able to identify that. And finally, what's another thing that we're going to what's another thing that we're going to hear is we're going to see a demo. Like we are not going to see the concepts like padding, margin, and we have discussed this how long, right? Is DOM is important. If I say, if you want to become a JavaScript, if you want to learn JavaScript, then DOM is important. But if you want to, if you go for some React concept, like if you want to learn the React, the DOM is not important. You can go with that, but you need to know what is DOM. Then only you can understand how. Okay, so why React is becomes that, why they are saying DOM is not used in React. Okay, so you need to learn that. You have used frameworks in web development. So in web development roles, yeah, of course. Yeah, you can, whatever, like I will tell all of your questions in that. So we're going to see some of the demos here, how JavaScript is working, and we're going to create some little bit how it is happening and all. We're going to see that, and we are not going to explain the concepts. Okay, so and all other things I will explain. So this concepts like the whether you, what are the frameworks that we are using in the development role, and which DOM is very important, and everything. At the end of this 1 hour, you will get a clear picture. Okay, so this is what I need to focus. So likewise, you will get a clear picture. Let us go here and we will get this. So when I say JavaScript, it is called as the one line, it is called a client-side scripting language. It is not a programming language. Don't confuse that JavaScript is a programming language. We cannot say no, and also we cannot say yes, because when JavaScript was introduced in 1995, JavaScript just an scripting language. It is a syst and yeah, creating dynamic websites. Okay, so just a client side scripting language. So what is that? We have so much of technical words, right? So we have what is meant by client, and whenever I'm writing something, don't care about the typo. I will make the mistake, so don't care about the typo. Just understand the concept, that's fine. Okay, so client side scripting language. So we need to know what is client, what is script, what is language. We don't know that, right? So let us go deeper and we will see. Whenever I say website or web app, okay, so what is meant by website developer and a web app developer? So simply website is compressive, like you can see, and we can, how can I say that there is a company pages that is a website, right? So and we have some other so blogging website is there, and so much of things is there. So what is a web app? So web app is something more dynamic, and we will use it for much more than websites, right? So simply reading the article and giving some subscription, that's it, fine, that is it, some business model will happen. That is not like that. Web apps are like we can say Netflix, the OTT platforms, they are web apps. We can use it in the browsers, right? And Google Maps, that is a web apps. And some of the applications, the products they are launching, right? For example, Google has so much of products, everything is a web app. For example, their Keep, Google Keep, and so much of things we have, that drive, and everything is a web app, right? So it's not a website. Website is different from kind of different from web apps. Okay, so both are same. If you want to create a website and if you want to create a web apps, then both are going to be have the same technology. So we need to use some the same technology to create those things. Okay, let us come to the context. So if I want to create a website or an web apps, so what kind of technology I want to use to create this, right? So before that, you need to understand, if I want to create something, there is a two categories there. So not a single person is creating that. There is a two kind of person is here, and to create a specific part, and another person is here for create another specific part. So what is the category that we are having? We have front end, and probably if you know something about development, you will know that, right? So if you are new here, you will definitely not know that. So that's why I'm explaining. So we have two things, that is going to be front end and back end. Well, it is much more technical than before we speak. So what is that front end and what is that back end? So let us take a real world example, and we will go and try to understand what is a front end and what is a back end. Let us, I just go for the Wikipedia website. So now if I go for the Wikipedia website, we know that Wikipedia is one of the information providing sites. So what is that? Whatever we are asking, we will get the related information from the Wikipedia. It is pretty old, and till now it is there, and it is keep working, it is keep going. That is fine. So if I want to create a website like Wikipedia, then I say that if it is a website or web apps, we have two things. One is front end and one is back end. So if I want to create a website like Wikipedia, then I need to focus what is front end, what is back end, right? So then we can identify here what is front end. We need to know what is front end for Wikipedia and what is the back end for Wikipedia. Any other website, you can take your own website. If it is LinkedIn, take it. If it is Twitter, take it. If it is any other website, whatever the website, blog website, Medium, whatever you want to take it, take it. So it is going to be the same concept is going to be applied for each and everything, and somehow their depends upon their niche. If it is a streaming platform, they have some additional things to stream something, and if it is a blogging platform, they have something that to post the blog and getting the thing. If it is a social media platform, they have something different model to do it, but the technology is going to be the same, the category is going to be the same. Every website has a front end and back end. Let's see what is a front end and back end. So if I say Wikipedia, what is a front end? Well, what is actually mean by front end? So it's or simply client side work. So well, we are matching. Okay, I make a mistake. We are matching with JavaScript, right? So something client here, it's there, and there is also something called as client, right? So what is a client? A client is none other than we, the person who using the website or web apps. He is going to be the client side. Well, I'm using right now Real Studio to stream this platform, so I'm the client. I'm using the application that is ReStudio, right? And you are watching it in YouTube, right? So you are the client. So what is the work they are done for us? Then that works are considered as a client side. Simply, it is called as user interface. So how the website should look like. So for YouTube, how it is look like. So that is the client. So only the client see how the website will look like. So if I'm using this website, so what I'm looking this. So here I'm looking a panel, right? So it is a backstage of my hosting sites, and you can see whatever I'm streaming here, it will be displayed in here, and you can able to see your comments. I can able to hear, and some private chat I can make with my teams, and we can able to communicate with each other to make a private chat. And this is the user interface. So this application built like this. And if you are on YouTube, so how it is built like this, just imagine you have the video like button, subscribe button, and they are mentioned with there are so much of research is there. So according to the psychology and according to the humans, how they are using the phone, so each and everything that it's designed. So if you are seeing in YouTube, for example, why the video is here, why the chat is only in right side, why the video is playing only in left side, because when we are playing the video, we are not making so much of interaction, but we will like to chat when it is in right side, right? So if it is here, I will like to chat it when we give some attention to here, right? So there are so much of research is done, and those research will be done by the designers, and they will create a new neat user interface for us. And based on the research, the application was developed by front end. So what the front end developer will do, he just simply built the application that will works, that how it looks like in the browsers with the language of HTML and CSS. So that is what you have learned before. So HTML and CSS, what we have created, we can able to create the font icon, font size, and the panels, and whatever we have discussed, the buttons, message, how it look like, and everything, what is the shape, and basically the design part, right? So that is handled by the UI UX designer, right? So that is handled by the UX user designer. They will design it, and that is printed out. That is sorry, just a minute. Sorry guys, sorry for that. Okay, so yeah, so that user, once the UI UX designer, what they will do, they will create like a Photoshop. They will create the entire website, the design of the website with the help of some tools like we have Adobe XD and Figma, and they will create it. Once they create it, it will transfer to the front end. The front end developer, what we will do with the help of HTML and CSS, what we will do, we will just make the website how it look like in the browser. So we will use the HTML code to create the headings, images, and everything, and we will come up with some beautiful ideas. Okay, so that's what we will do. Okay, so the second thing is going to be once it is done, so then we have something, right? So that is called as client side work. So with the help of what are the technology that we will use to create this, simply with the help of HTML and CSS, we can able to create it, right? So that is cool, that is fine. With the help of HTML and we can able to create that. But just think about that, with only HTML and CSS, can we able to build the entire application? No. Why? Because HTML and CSS is just the front end part, how it is look like. It's just a static website, right? If I want to close my video, if I click this, it will close. How can I make that logic, right? And if I want to stop my screening, I need to do something, right? And I want to search something, I need to do something, some interaction I need to make it, right? So let us go for Wikipedia. For example, let's consider here what is the front end is going to be, the how it is look like. Obviously Wikipedia is not that great example for a very good user interface, but let us understand it is old and it is like in the classic way, right? So it is good at in the old classic way, right? So let us see how, what are the things that we need to done if I want to create a Wikipedia clone. Just I want to create a logo, and you can see we are having the images and we are having the tables with the UL and everything is there. The image is arranged to the float right property by using something, and we have the tables and so much of things. This is actually it is looking like, and with the help of HTML and CSS, yes, we can able to create it, right? So what if I want to search something? For example, if I go here and I search for Thor, I just giving the input and I'm search something, you can able to see the page is getting reloaded, and you can see the now the user interface is changed to the information what I'm asked for, right? How can I do that with HTML and CSS? Can we create that? The answer is no. So why? Because that process, right? If someone type the letter and I'm clicking that, something is happening in the back of that website, right? So that is the reason the pages get reloading. So what is actually happening, and what is that? So if I say the back of the website, well, that is the backend. So backend is all about logic. So the logic that we are building. So if you are clicking, if you go for Amazon and you are signing up, what happened? So your data will be stored in somewhere, in some place, right? It is going to store in some place, right? So whenever you logged in, then what happened? They will greet you, hi, welcome to the website again, and they will greet you and they will display your name. So if they store your information, then only they can able to display your information, right? So they are storing something. And if you are go and purchase, so if you want to add an item, if you just click a button, then what happened? It is go for another cart, right? So if you go for that item, you can able to see that what you have filtered out, that is added in your cart, right? So now you can able to change the quantity, it is automatically changing. And what happened? If you click the buy now, then it will reload it to another page. It is asked for the address and everything. Then you will give you every information and details where the product should want to deliver. And after clicking that, it will ask for the payment and you will pay them. Then that's it, fine. This is the business model they have been created for Amazon or any other e-commerce website we have been working with, right? How can I create with? Well, with HTML and CSS, we can able to create an static pages. We can able to create an and payment page, but we cannot make them to work, right? HTML says we cannot do that, right? So that's it's called as backend, the business logic. So whatever the website or web apps you are using, that is some logic is behind that, and based on the yeah. So based on that only, each and every website is working and they will make some money, whether it is a data or not, right? So if it is a Wikipedia, it is a non-fundable or website, that which means you will not receiving any money. So they will not display any ads here. So simply it is just a non-profitable exchanging articles website, right? So if you go for Google Maps, right? So we are using their services, and Google will actually get their data, and that data is the money, right? And what happens if you are using some other things like Amazon? You are buying products, and that is what, right? So this is going to be what's up guys, okay, thank you. And this is going to be the business logic. So how can I create it? Well, that part is handled by the backend. So this is called as front end, which means the user interface creating the design part. And if I say backend, then what it is going to be? It is going to be the logical part that is behind this. Okay, so this is basically called a server side work. Why it is called a server side work means basically we have a server, that we have something, three things we need to include here. It is we have a server, and we have a programming language that is used for backend. And I just simply say for programming language, and here I just we need a database. So what are this? So I just give a glimpse about this. What are the this? So simply, so a server is the place where all our coding files we will post and we will store it, right? So we will use it to store it, and the server is responsible for sending the information, right? If I go for ask for git, so now what happened, it is giving us a new HTML CSS page, right? So which means my file that should be need to store in some place, right? I need it need to be in some place, then only I can able to, what I can do, I can able to get it, right? So putting our code files into a place that is an internet, so that's what it actually, the server, simply the server, what it will do, it will take the information and it will go for a database. So what is a database? A database is called as a godown, like we can able to store whatever things that the data that it is collected from us, it will be stored here. Simply if you are logging to Amazon, your email and password you are giving, it is stored, and because for your authentication, and whatever the product that you are buying, it is will be stored in the database. Whatever the product that you put in your cart, it is stored in the database. So that is the reason if you go for Amazon and put it in your cart, and they will give you a follow-up message, right? These kind of products are in your cart, but you not make any sales now. So can you make it, can you make, if you want to buy it, there is a discount is there, can you make it like that? Some follow-up marketing will be happen, right? So for some personal some reasons, they will collect all the data and we will store that, and based on the data the marketing will happen, and the that is how the e-commerce and everything will be work, right? So we will collect the data and we will store it in the databases only. So simple logic how the git is working. So whenever I'm asking for something like Thor, so now what happening, so this is the keyword that I am giving here, right? So if you go and right click inspect, I just go for this network. So in the network you can able to see whatever the request and response is happening at our side. So right now you don't want to focus that much thing. If I give that if I just give the search button, you can able to see there are a lot of things is being loaded up. You can see the lot of things has been loaded up. So what has happened means, simply we are asking the server to take the request. So what is the request I want to take? So Thor is the request I want. So the server takes the request and it is go for the database and look for any keyword that is matching with matching with this keyword or not. So if it is matched with the database data, then what it happen, it will take that response and it will go for, and it will send to the new page. It will send the new page to the user interface. So this is a little bit time consuming process, right? So we need to take the information and you need to go for the backend and we need to scan the database and we need to send the information and we need to display it in the user interface, right? So a little bit time consuming process. So let's just look about when we are in when we use 2Gs and 3Gs. So it takes more time to load. Why? Because the server need to go and connect with the network internet, and it need to go and serve all our files, right? So that is why the loading happens, right? So that is where we face the delay in 2G and 3G. So right now 4G, it's pretty okay for us, and what we are doing, we are just asking and it will giving the request, right? So simply a server serves the files or over the internet. With the help of internet, it serves our files. So if I ask for git, it will gives the git files. If I ask for Thor, it will gives Thor files. And if I ask for whatever, it will gives it. If it in the database, if it is not in database, for example, if I ask for something like this, I don't know what is the meaning it is. If I click it, now it will go and scans the entire database. You can see some result, some default result will be produced, that there is no result matching to the query. So which means the what I have asked for, it is not matching. The page is not, does not exist. Say does not exist, which means in our database it is not whatever you are asking. It's, I scanned it, but there is no matching query is there, which means whatever the data that you are asking for, it is not that. So the Google itself, it is the same process. If you go and ask for something in Google, if the websites are there, if the domain name is there, then they will provide it, right? So if it is not, they will not. So that's what happens. That's what happened in everything. Okay, so this is called as backend work. Okay, so right now you can understand, if I want to create an application, then the user interface is called as front end, and the back end is going to be, if I want to make some interaction, if I'm making interaction, whatever, you can go for Wikipedia and touch anything, the page will get reloaded because it is generating, it is connecting with the backend server and it is generating the page. Okay, so that's what it is doing. So whatever the interaction I want to get, so make some pages to respond to me, make the website to respond to me, then I need to make some interaction. Based on the interaction, it will serve some files, then it's going to be the backend, right? So this is how the old internet works. So in the originally, so when we are used before 90s websites, like, so it will be work exactly the same. Even till now, whatever the interaction that you are making in your website, in our website, it is going to reload your page. For example, if I say Wikipedia, if I just click the content, it will reload my page. If I ask for community portal, it will reload the page. And if I ask for talk, then it is going to reload the page. And if I ask for view source, then it is going to reload the page. So whatever the interaction that you are going to make in Wikipedia, it will reload the page. But just think about this. If a website like Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, or any other Netflix, so if I make some action, make my interaction in that website, if the website is started to reload, how it look like? Simply, if I go for on Facebook and I just give a like, the page will get reloaded. If I give some comment, the page will get reloaded. If I make some emojis to put in the like section, so the page will get reloaded. If I post something, obviously for posting it will reload, that's fine. So if the pages get reloaded every time we are scrolling, the page will get reloaded. So have you experienced that? If you are a pretty old who is using internet in the 20s, like before 2010s, like that, you can face that whenever we are scrolling the Facebook, you can see the page, it takes some time to reload and it will send this, right? So only difference is here it is not reload, but in the bottom of the page it will reload, right? So that's what happened. So this is pretty annoying, right? So whenever we are clicking whenever we are making the interaction, the pages get reloaded. So this is not great, right? So that is a person named Brendan Eich, he come up with the concept, right? So whenever we want, we can go for server. Other than that, why we need to go for the server? Just for example, your website has a drop down, or your website has some filter feature that you need to hide. If someone makes a click or something, then it need to show up like that. If something is there, so if I don't want to produce an entirely new web page, I don't want to go for server, right? So by cutting down this process, what we can do, we can make our user interactive to our website. And also what we can achieve the speed of our website, right? So we can stay our users we can able to make the users to spend more time in our website. So if I say more time, then it's going to be a type of business that's going to happen, right? So which means if you are spending more time in YouTube, then it's profitable. If you're spending more time in our channel, then it's going to be profitable for us, right? So same like that. So that is what. So what can I do? I want to make the website interactive, but I don't want to feel the user, the client, to something like, oh, it's just reloading the page. I don't want to irritate them, but I want to make much more interactive. So that is why the concept of JavaScript is came. So if I say JavaScript, so it is a client. Yeah, you can understand it is a client side scripting language, which means JavaScript was introduced mainly when it was in 1995. It is introduced to make some interaction. The person's Mahesh is like making dynamic sites. Of course, when it was introduced in 1995 to make the dynamic page, it just built for that only. It is the language that is built in 10 days by the person named Brendan Eich. So he get inspired from Java and a programming language called Schema. So both are two different things, but he get inspired from these two language and he built the JavaScript. And the work of JavaScript is to make the web page interactive, but things are changed. So nowadays JavaScript is not only for creating some drop down menu or hiding something and changing HTML and CSS. There is a concept evolved, single page applications that we will discuss later. But we will see how the website look with JavaScript and how it is how it is working. We will see that. So for that, Wikipedia, it is not have in backend we have JavaScript, but it is not have such much of interactive in front end. So I just go and remove this. I just go for a website called Dribble. So what is the Dribble? So initially I tell about UI UX designer, right? So who all are they? So they are the persons who design our website. So if it is why the app look like that, you ask yourself. There is some, I say now, there is some researches behind that. So we have some F series. So if I say the human can first where is the eye pattern will go, it's like if we will see this end and we will see that end and we will see directly down. So based on that, they will design something. And also the reasons why we have chat box on the right and why we have the video session as the left, and why we have some of the, they will give some priority, so where to interact and which to interact. So you can ask yourself why the apps look like that. So then you will get it right. Okay, so recently the user interface of YouTube is also changed. You can see the curve, you can see it is pretty good, right? So the initially we have the short page, right? So right now they will produce some curved edge, and in the background of the video, some depends upon the video's colors, the color is also changing, right? So some of the user interface changed in the recent YouTube update. You can check it down. So that's kind of work will be done by the designers. So they will post their design works here. For example, I think this is for discovery session. If I go for mobile print product design, let us go for product design, and this is all about designing the products. For example, you have come up with some products, so how can we design it? So they have some ideas and they will do that. So what is the design that we want? Just a web design. If you click the web design, you can able to see the page will change it to the web design. So they will design the website. You can get an idea from here also. Just simply look at that. You can able to see how the website should look like. So this is just an image. It is created by the person. So if you if you want to create an beautiful website, but you don't know how to create look beautiful, you can just look at this website to get an inspirations. And some of them, most of them are free. You can use it to create your front end. You can just use it. That's awesome, right? So we can use it. The thing is here, where JavaScript is used in this front end. For front end, where JavaScript has been used, we need to check out that, right? So let us scroll here. Let us see. I want to create a website like this. So what are the things I need to do? So when I say front end, with the help of HTML, right, we can able to create a navbar. Yes, of course we can create it, and we can able to create this need hover animation. Yes, we can able to create a button. Yeah, we can able to create and a hover animation, a hero section, and this with the help of grid, right? With the help of grid, we can able to create it, a grid or flexbox, whatever, you can able to create it, and a footer section, we can able to create it, everything. Okay, so if right now we know that if I make any interaction, the page will get reload because it is go for the server and it is produces some set of new web page for me, right? So that's what it is going to do in whatever the website that we are working with. Let's go here and I click the sign in button. You can see the pages get reloaded. Well, good. It is working in that way. It is reloading, right? So which means backend. Some backend work is happening. Okay, fine. Let us go back. Now I click the sign up button. Okay. So you're able to see the pages get reloading, which means it is something in the backend that is doing that. That is absolutely fine. Let us go for again, come here. And you can see we have so much of buttons here, right? So right now, what is the H1 tag that it has been written here? You can able to see trending web and landing page designs. And we have explored trending web design and responsive design and user experience and user interface from popular design portfolios, right? So they have mentioned like this. So I just click this mobile. You can able to see the background of the hero section is changed. Not only that, you can able to see trending mobile designs for iOS and Android and tablet application. And you can here you can see discover the trending mobile design from apps iOS and Android. This is also changed. Not only that, you can able to see here also whatever it is displayed, it is changed, which means the entire website is changed. But you need to note one thing, the page is not reloaded without communicating with the server. The page is changed dynamically. How possible? Let us see that. If I click the branding, you can give a notice. So here we have this site, something for e-commerce they have been created. Okay, so fashion brand website they have been created the inspiration. So let us go here, and if I click this brand, you can see the background is changed and this one is changed, and you can see in branding they have been given this, right? So it is changed according to branding. If I click the animation, you can see the H1 change, paragraph change, background is changed, and also the markups, whatever the result that is producing, it is also changed. Well, how it is done, how it is possible without communicating with the server? It itself produces a new applications, right? So it is itself produces some dynamic interface, right? So that is called a single page application. But leave that. But you can mention that that is something JavaScript is doing. Okay, so simply I will give some better explanation here. So you just click this drop down, you can get this drop down, right? But whenever you work with third JavaScript, it is not possible. If you want to produce something, then it need to communicate with the server. But right now it is possible with help of JavaScript. And we can able to click this filter. You can see some fade in fade out animation, how it is working, JavaScript. And you can able to see this go top button, right? If I click this, it will move to the top of the page like this. If I click it, go to the move top of the page, it will work. And if I click any on of the grid, you can able to see a neat animation is open, like the page is opened and with some background blur, and you can see a like button, comment button, share button, whatever I want to do, I can able to do it. I can like it when I was in sign in, I can able to like it. It will in that place itself, right? If I click the into mark, you can see it will just remove from my page, right? It is more interactive. So this is kind of website that we will okay, used to, right? So we will use it, right? Instagram or Facebook, everything, that is how it is work, right? So these everything, the interaction, you are making some interaction, but it is not something in backend is doing. Then what it is doing, the JavaScript which is in the front end is doing. So if you want to know whether how the Dribble website will look like, or any other website will look like without JavaScript, then simply just go to your site setting. We just simply go for the settings option, and if you go for the settings option, you can able to see the privacy and security. Just go here and just click the site setting and scroll down. You can able to see an option called JavaScript. You just click this JavaScript and you can see site can use JavaScript. So with the help of this is defaultly enabled. What we can do, we can able to disable this. So if I make the disable, then what happened? Then whatever the site I'm going to reload, the next, it is not going to use the JavaScript. Whatever the programming that we are creating, the JavaScript will not work in the site. Unfortunately, if I reload this page, then our stream will be stopped. Okay, so I just want to go here. I just right now we enabled the option. I just going to refresh it, this Dribble website. So now what's going to happen, a website is created without Java. This is an example how the Dribble website is going to work without JavaScript. So what are the animation that we have seen before? Clicking button, it will change it. And if I click the grid box, it will create a new page. And can like the button, we can minimize it, so much of things. And we can use the drop down, and we can use the filter option, fade in, so much of things, right? So right now, if I go for this website, you can able to see this is our Dribble website. Why? Because we know that JavaScript is one producing the dynamic web page, right? When I click the branding, what happened? JavaScript changes it. So right now, if JavaScript it is not in this website, then whatever interaction you are going to make, it is going to connect with the server only in this website. Let us go here. For example, right now, if I click the branding, you can able to see the pages get reloading. And once the page is reloaded, means it is go and ask for, because right now JavaScript is not there. So it is go for the server and ask for that whether the branding website is available or not. So right now what it is going, it just producing the result. So once it is connected with that, now whatever the information that branding should look like, it will do that, right? So if I go for illustration, the page will get reloaded. So whenever you are making the interaction, the page will get reloaded. You can see if my internet connection or anything that is not so good, then you need to wait to get the result, right? So that's what you need to do. And also, if I click the drop down, it's not work because JavaScript is not enabled. If I click the filter, well, it not work, JavaScript is not work, not here, right? If I click this if I click this small grid box, what happened? It will produce some neat animations, like it will another page, right? So if I click this, now you can see it is produces, it is go for backend to create this page also. Okay, you can see the site setting, right? So this is JavaScript was blocked on this page. Okay, so this is completely legal. You can able to block it, unblock it, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay, but simply it will not work. And if I say if it is a website, then that is fine. So most of the things will not work, that is fine. What happened if it is a web app? If it is a web app like Amazon, or if it is not, like if it is a web app like LinkedIn, or other things like social media platforms, if I disable it, how it will be work? Well, let us go for Google Map to check it. If I just go for Google Map, just ask for Google Map, and you can see this is Chrome browser without JavaScript. That is why my dark theme, right theme, that is everything. Right now, usually I have the dark theme. So right now it is, that is also get gone. Okay, because it is because of JavaScript, they store it in a cache. Okay, so I just go for Google Map. You can see a neat notification that is given by the Google Map, right? You can able to see here. When you have eliminated the king here, JavaScript, whatever remains must be an empty page. So what they are saying, so if you are eliminated JavaScript, then you cannot use Google Map. Why? Because whatever the interaction we are making in JavaScript, whatever interaction that we are making in Google Maps, that is mostly because of JavaScript is happening. If you eliminated that, then how the app will work, right? So because JavaScript is something that helps to every time I don't want to go for the server and I just want to be in the front end, I just want to make the page interactive, right? So that's what JavaScript was doing. Just think about for Google Maps, you are zooming in, zooming out. What happened? The map will zoom in, zoom out. Who is doing that? The user interface is changing, which means JavaScript is doing that. Just imagine you are zooming in, it is go for the server. Just for each and every zoom, it will go for the server, the page will reload. Is it okay with that kind of app? Probably no, right? So no one use the app, right? So that is what the issue with here. So that's why I simply say, if you remove JavaScript, then you can simply don't use the Google Map. Okay, so it is not that great product then anymore, right? So, and also JavaScript speed is determined by each and every browser, because right now I just have a settings and I just turned off, right? So what is that mean? What that is nothing but we have an engine. Every browser has a JavaScript engine. So if Google has has their own engine they developed, and also Firefox has their own engine, and also lot more browsers that are available, they have their own engine. They developed JavaScript engine. Why? Because JavaScript need to be work on those engine, right? So sorry, work on those browsers. So JavaScript is a language, right? This is scripting language. So the browser need to understand what we are writing, right? So for that purpose only, each and every browsers, they have their own engine. So it depends upon the engine speeds and mechanisms. So JavaScript performance is also vary. For example, for Google, it is one of the fastest engine they have created for Chrome browser. So if you are using Google Map with the help of Google, then it will be much more faster compared to if you use the same Google Map with the Internet Explorer, right? So if it is not available, but it in edge, right? So why? Because the communication between the engine and the JavaScript is become much more faster. So that is what that's what it is. So Google has their own engine, and also because of the product Google Map, so they created the engine much more faster, because they want to run the JavaScript code as much as speed possible, because we when we are using map, we will work that fine, right? Zoom in, zoom out. So there are so much of things is here, right? So that's what. So right now what I'm going to do, I just going to enable it. Now if I go for Google Map, I just refresh my page. Now it will reload our page. You can able to see our page get reloaded, and you can see what are the interaction we can make. We can drag and drop, right? So we can drag and drop. So how it is happening? It is an interaction I'm making with the website with the help of JavaScript. It is doing. And also what we are doing, we just zooming out. So we can able to see the entire word, right? JavaScript, it is doing that. And zooming in, zooming out, and looking for some this one. How it is happening? If I click this button and that sidebar is showing how it is happening, JavaScript. And if I ask for root, if I ask whatever we are doing, that it is depends, it is because, and we are making a pin to mark it, right? So everything it is because of JavaScript. So if you eliminated JavaScript, then the Google Maps, there is no use of using Google Map. You cannot make so much of interaction. You can simply see and world the map like a picture. That's it. That's how it's works. So that is why they given a neat notification. If it is not JavaScript in your browser, you cannot use it, right? So basically what the JavaScript is do, so JavaScript is nothing but JS is a front end that is going to help, that is going to manipulate HTML and CSS. This is how initially it is, but right now the something like single page application has been evolved. So that's completely different. We will discuss later. So right now this is just simply used to manipulate HTML, CSS. What is mean by that? Simply if you go for and refresh the dribble website, now JavaScript is enabled in this dribble website. You can see that. So if I click this button, what is happening? You can able to see the HTML is changed, and this HTML is changed, which means the H1 tag. What is that? HTML. And paragraph tag. What is that? That is HTML. And the background is changed. What is that? That is CSS, right? So that is CSS. So simply with the help of JavaScript, what we are doing, we are just changing that, we are manipulating the HTML and CSS, and we are producing some dynamic result according to the user interaction, right? So that's what JavaScript is doing. JavaScript is working. Okay, so just simply HTML and CSS for front end. But is that JavaScript? Now is that is what JavaScript to create a drop down menu and zooming in, zooming out, drag out? No, initially it is that is right. So when it was developed in 10 days, it's just for front end to manipulate HTML and CSS. But right now JavaScript, you can able to use it in the backend also, right? If we go for here, I will say that we can use a programming language, right? So what is the use of this programming language? Well, to communicate with the server and database, and we need a language to speak. Hey, someone makes this request, then you go to the database, scan it, and send the response to here. Sorry, we need to tell it. Computer won't understand itself until it's an AI, right? So we need to tell that, right? So simply that's what the backend programming language will do. So like the programming language like Python, Java, and so much of language that PHP built for backend. So they have been, it's been that they are used for only backend. So if it is a front end, JavaScript is used initially. But right now, if you learn JavaScript, then you can able to work, that JavaScript can able to work in backend also. Which means if you learn only one language, only one programming language, JavaScript, you can able to run the front end also, and you can able to work on backend also. Which means with the help of not the JavaScript itself doing that, a person named Ryan Dahl, so he created an runtime environment for JavaScript initially simply. So what is JavaScript, how it is working? It's just communicating with the browser, not the servers or the computer hardware that's outside. It is just communicating with the browser. So if it is Google, it's communicating with the Google browser. How? With the help of the engine that is created by Google developers. And if it is a Firefox, JavaScript communicate with the Firefox, and it the help of their engine they developed, right? So just communicate with the browser. Hey, if someone clicks this button, then you need to change that. So just it is getting the interaction and events and everything from the browser, and based on the browser interactions and the data, it is changing itself, right? So that's what it is doing. So then how it is working in backend means, so the Ryan Dahl, the person, he come up with an idea. The JavaScript is fast and it is so good, and why not we need to, why that something we can run the JavaScript outside the browser, right? So that's what he think, and he created an runtime environment that is helps to run the JavaScript code outside the browser, which means in the terminal, to interact with your computer, you can build it. So that is something called as Node.js, and with the help of the Node.js, you can able to create an backend process also, right? With simply right now with JavaScript, you can able to create the interaction that you are making in front end, and also the logic, business logic, that server, you need to speak with the server, and you need to go and what need to turn, what need to do, and everything that also you can able to build. And one language that you can create front end and back end. So that combined front end and back end combined together, it is called as full stack developer. So JavaScript, now you can create entire web app with a single language, JavaScript. That is why it is called as the language of web page. Now you get an idea, right? So simply that is what it is initially meant for. And all the frameworks, you have the doubt, right? All the frameworks, what is DOM, what is that we use frameworks to create a web developer. Like you frameworks in web developer role. Yes, of course we use frameworks in web developer role. So that is what, so the JavaScript made it updation, right? Node.js, it is an updation runtime environment to run JavaScript outside the thing, right? So what is meant by DOM? So DOM is the thing that is communicating with the browser. So with the help of the DOM only, we are getting the information. Hey, the person clicked the button. How can I know that whether the person is clicking the button and I need to change it, right? So we have something called as DOM. So with the help of DOM, we can able to get the element, we can add the event listeners, and we can able to do it, right? If someone clicks this drop down, so if the click event is happened, you need to produce we can say like 120 pixel div, that the background color is white, and defaultly select the popular, that color is going to be what, purple or rose, like that. So and if someone clicks this filter, then you need to give me a drop down, and that drop down is just have all the text items and everything that you need to be. And how we can do that? With the help of JavaScript. And DOM is like a communicating medium, like with the JavaScript, we can get the event, and also by if the event is happened, what the code I need to run, and how the user interface need to change. So we can send it to the, with the help of DOM, we have some methods and properties, we will do that. So if you want to become a front-end developer with the core knowledge, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, then DOM is important. But if you don't want to give most into it, because we have Reacts, Angulars, and Vue. So much of things is there. Among them, React is the popular one, and it is going to be more popular in upcoming year also. So what it is do simply, it doesn't. We never want to work with the DOM. The React itself take off the DOM. Okay. So simply, if you want to learn React, then you don't much more care about the DOM operations and all, because React, it will take care of it. You can learn it. So what is frameworks and libraries? It just simply, we have the core languages to work with that. So those frameworks and libraries is our work. It simply creates an default code that is available. With that code, that what we can do, we can able to create our application fast and readable, and we can there are so much of benefits. Each and every libraries and frameworks, it depends. So it will create they have each and everything has a specification. So based on the specification, it will vary. So simply the work of frameworks and library is to ease our work. Simply we can able to create an application much more quicker than expected and also powerful, right? So that's what it will do, right? So if you want to front-end developer, you just want to learn what are the things that I want to learn. You need to learn about the JavaScript. And what you need to learn, you need to learn about the DOM operation. So why JavaScript? JavaScript means basics of JavaScript, like the syntax. So if you go for any other programming language, the syntax are going to be the same, like variables, functions, data types, loops, they are going to be same, right? So you need to learn that syntax for JavaScript, that's it. And you need to learn the DOM operation. So how to interact with the user. With the help of DOM only, we can able to interact with the users, or the browsers. So you need to learn that. Okay, so that's, we have around 12 to 10 methods. So if you practice for that, and you can learn it. Okay, so simply we're going to do our practical code also. What we are going to do, we just going to have I just going to create an example how this one is happening. If someone clicks this button, h1 is changing and the background color is changing, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to create that. So I am telling that you don't want to know JavaScript. Okay, so this is an getting started only. Okay, so we have dedicated workshop to learn JavaScript for every day, whenever we are conducting this website. So all the information will be shared at the end of the thing. Okay, so what to do, I just going to create an folder, and I just give an example here. Okay, so I just go here, and what I'm going to do, I just going to code it. Simply I just open it with VS Code. Okay, so you guys seen Visual Studio Code before itself, right? So let us create an interaction much quicker. I just want HTML. Okay, so what I go, so don't try to understand the code. So only if you can able to see like what it is doing, that is fine. Okay, okay, just understand what JavaScript can able to do. Don't understand the code what I going to write. Okay, just simply create and another application app.js, like that. So JS is the extension that you need to give for the JavaScript. Okay, so I just to create an boilerplate, and here I just going to create a div with class container. Okay, so and another div that is going to, I just want another div. I just say the h1. If here we going to have an ID, just give an ID like this head. Okay, let us make welcome all. And here I just going to have a button with an ID. I just say click like this, and I going to create an button ID. I just say ID, and this is going to be BTN like this. Okay, so and here we have graph. So here we will add the lorem ipsum. So I just do half of this like this. Okay, then we will do some of the styling here. Okay, so I just let us go here. I just going to add the styling for the container, right? So if you add the styling for classes, then you need to put the dot. And here what we going to do, we're just going to create height is equal to 300 pixel, and weight is equal to, not weight, it's going to be width is going to be 40% of the entire screen like this. Just going to make it, and I just link it here, link with the CSS like this, and I just going to open my live server to run the website. Okay, okay, your website is done. And what I'm going to do, I just going to give an background color. Simply background color, I just want to give it is orange. you can see this is our website. So I don't want to make much more CSS and all. So I just want to do the JavaScript code, how it is working. So I just going to say center. So if someone clicks the button, what I need to do means, if someone clicks the button, I need to change the welcome all to thank you and 𝐿𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐴𝐵 to subscribe to the channel, and the background color to something else like black, we can say green, like that I need to change. So how can I do this? So simply I go for here. Okay, so don't try to understand the code, try to understand whether it is working or not. That's fine. Okay, so just that is fine. How JavaScript working for this 1 hour. Okay, so first we need to add this JavaScript file at the bottom of the script tag. I just say app.js. We have added it. So now first what we need to do, we need to use the DOM. So with the help of DOM, what we can do, we can able to grab the element. So I need this h1 paragraph tag and button. So these 3 elements I need, because I need to change it, and I need to change this one, and also if I click this, I need to change. So I need to make an interaction here. So how can I do this? Simply I just going to write some JavaScript code. Don't try to understand it. Just look at how it is working. Okay. So I just going to use, this is DOM. By using DOM, we are going to select that. Okay. So I just say document dot get element by ID. This is a method to get some elements. Okay. So I don't want to change the paragraph. I just go with the heading part itself. Okay. I just take the head, and what I'm going to do, I need, if someone clicks this, then what I need to do, I need to change it, right? So for that, what I'm going to do, I just go for here, and here we are going to add some event listener. For adding event listener, you need to just give on. It is just like an attribute. If you give some on prefix, you can able to see what are the events that we can make with the browser's elements. So you can see we have click, change, drag down. So whatever the information that we have already discussed, that will be there. So here I need just an click function. So this is an attribute. If some click is happened, then it will respond according to it. So what it will take mean, it will take a function. So I just say change like this. Again, I'm telling, don't try to understand the code what I'm writing, just understand how it is working. Okay, so I just going to write a function for change. Simply this is the name we are given in here, the click attribute, right? So which means if someone clicks this, this is going to execute. So the function here, it is going to execute. So here what I need to say means, just change the head dot get dot inner HTML. Head dot inner HTML is equal to thank you all. And I just want to add and one more thing, Happy New Year, like this. Okay, so once it is done, that is, and then what I need to do, I need to change the background color, right? So which one contains this style? You can see the container is containing this style. So I need to grab the container first. So how can I grab that? So it has the class. So by using the classes, we can grab it. So I just say container. Okay, so I just use the document. This is an DOM operation. With the help of that, we can use to see that. So I just say get elements by class name. So you can see this method. So with this method, we can able to grab the method. So what is the one I just want to add? Container. So here I just going to say container. So if it is class, it is we have more number of classes. So I just want only the first, which is come first. That's what I want. I just give the index. Don't try to understand the code again. So I just want to change the style of it. So for that, we have the style dot, what I need to change, it's going to be the background color. It is going to be green. Like this I need to change. So now what happened, if someone clicks the button, the function is get executed. In the function, I write some piece of code. So this is simply whatever the element I grabbed, so how it need to change. So if I save it and go for it, if I click this, boom, Happy New Year, and we have changed it. The same interaction that is displaying, that is showing in the Dribble website. We are doing that. Okay, so that's it. That's what the JavaScript is doing. I know that you will not understand the JavaScript what we have written. You have like, you don't want to understand that. Okay, so if you want to learn JavaScript from more, like if you want to learn JavaScript from more from TWD, so we are every month we are what we are doing, we are conducting JavaScript workshop for 4 days, 1 hour 1 hour. So for that we are taking from JavaScript beginner to advanced and advanced to mastery level. So from that you can learn it for free itself. So you can able to watch it in the YouTube. We have done so much of series. And also every Wednesday we are, if you are already know about JavaScript working, but you don't know what is the advanced concept, so every Wednesday we are launching a primer. How are you, bro? I'm fine. How are you? So every Wednesday we are launching an premium show in our YouTube channel. You can check it out that. So I think 8:30 yeah, 8:30 we are conducting that premium, so you can see that and you can understand the core concept, advanced concept of JavaScript. Okay, so that's all for JavaScript today. So if you want to learn more, check out the channel. So I hand over the session to my mentor, Nabitu Biswasa, to take over the session. And for all, happy new year. Thank you. Good evening. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Hello, thank you, Mosam, and for taking such a nice class. So, hope you all have learned a lot. Hope you all have learned a lot in this class, and thank you. And we have this kind of classes a lot. So we have some 12-hour boot camps also, some crazy 12-hour boot camp also. You can see those also, like in 12 hours. We try to do that once in a month, and we're going to have that again also. Okay. So next month in 2023, we are going to have that again. And it's very good that a lot of people joined, even though today is a new year. A lot of you joined. That was really good. And regarding the new year, we have a new year offer also. So most of you know, like beside our YouTube, we run our courses also, which happens every 2 months. So the next course will start on 10th, and we're giving some very, 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 very crazy discounts out there. So let me tell all of you about that, those crazy discounts, and you can also good evening, and one sec. Let me share the screen. And as I was telling, we are giving some very, very good discounts here. And generally, this is our main boot camp, like online boot camp, which is there and which is happening for the past 1 year, every 2 months boot camp. And it comes with a job assurance, not a job guarantee. I'm telling job assurance, and we teach everything from HTML, CSS, JavaScript. It is live on Zoom, not on YouTube. So this is different from our YouTube channel, although we teach everything from our YouTube channel. And we give job assurance to make you capable to get an internship or a job. Okay, so that is there, and we have also absorbed a lot of our students, given them a job and all those things. So the total cost is 4,999. Generally, we never had given it at such a low price. Like most of the time, we end up giving it at around 10,000 rupees. So this is the most lowest cost which you can get, and this is only for 2 days till the new year, like till the end of tomorrow, like first and okay, like 23:59 and it will be that for that time only. So this is the full, it's a weekdays boot camp, and this offer is only valid for tomorrow, till tomorrow it is valid. So this is there. And beside this, we are also planning to extend this and have a physical boot camp also. Physical in the sense, we are located in Bhopal. So if any of you are in Bhopal, you can attend that physical boot camp also. Same thing will be there, but it will be on a physical, so you will be interacting with us most. And beside this, a lot of people were asking also us for lodging, so we are also giving the lodging. So this will include the lodging also, means you can stay. We'll make sure that you'll stay at a good place. Actually, we have made some arrangement in our office come home only. So the arrangements are made, and this is for 2 months. 2 months means you don't have to, like my previous intern is from Hyderabad, because he had came all down from Hyderabad to attend a physical batch. Okay, so he faced a lot of problem in getting a good lodging here, and so we decided to do this also. Okay, so these are the three things which we have, like online, physical, and physical. Maybe you're from Bhopal, you can do that, and physical with lodging. So these three things we have. Maybe I will paste this also. And our our boot camp starts from 10th. Okay, new batch starts from 10th, and this is a special offer. One sec. Okay. So let me give this offers so that you all have this thing. So this is the online offer. Now this is the physical, and this is physical with lodging. So you can check out all these things. So we have all these offers. So only till tomorrow end. The offer ends. So let me also write offer ends Jan 1 at 23:59 hours. 23:59 hours means night 12. It will end at night 12. So this is the offer,
and wish you all a very, very happy new year. Uh, we're given an offer on your Christmas also, and a lot of people liked it and joined it. Okay, so that is there. And if you're new here, please do find more about us, like who we are. Go to my LinkedIn profile and find out who am I and all these things. So go to my LinkedIn profile. Okay, a lot of you might have given your LinkedIn profile. Go find out more about us and find out. Go through the channel. Okay, I'll tell you. Please go through the channel, and you'll find. Go to the YouTube channel. Okay, so you are seeing this on YouTube. Most of you are seeing this on YouTube. Okay, so go through the YouTube channel, and you'll find a lot of things there. Lot of things there. Go to the YouTube channel, you'll find a lot of things there. And like what we do and all this, we're doing this for the past 1 year, done a lot of them. Okay, so with this I will end today's stream, and thank you all. Thank you, and bye.